9 Eastern.
Speaking of that game, our second guest of the day, sophomore setter Leo Durkin. Good to have you in Studio B, Leo.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Okay, Santa Barbara, and you're home. It's good to have BYU volleyball back home. For you playing in the Smith Fieldhouse, and for those maybe that don't understand the dynamic of playing in the Smith Fieldhouse, what is it like as a player?
Well, you got about 5,000 people all screaming in your direction, so it's sometimes it can be pretty loud. The energy is always amazing. BYU have had a pretty good record at home, and I attribute that largely to our fan base.
It's fun. That's the bottom line, right? It's just fun because you typically win. Everyone has a great time. I've challenged a bunch of people, like, if you haven't been to a men's volleyball match or watched, just try it because you'll get hooked, I promise. Now, you're able to come back home. Describe to us kind of the difference between going on the road and elevation and all that, and then playing at home.
Well, elevation, the common stigma about playing in California is the ball moves a little bit more, the air's a little thicker down there, closer to the water. Up here, a lot of teams have trouble serving just because of the fact that ball just doesn't stop moving. And aways are always tough. You're traveling, you're on a plane, different time zones, stuff like that. But we get used to it. We're good about it.
Let's talk about your nickname, LD4.
That's what I'm saying.
It sounds like a Star Wars character almost.
Well, you're the fourth, right?
Yeah, I am. So I'm Leo William Durkin the fourth. So it's quite the namesake, and so Jerem just thought it sounded catchy.
LD4, man. You're referencing BB8.
Yes,
I think, right?
LD4.
LD4. He's not robotic though. Yeah, exactly. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. Are you okay with LD4?
I think it sounds great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with it. Describe to us the journey for you to become the starting setter at BYU.
Wow.
We don't have 20 minutes per se, but
no. I don't know. Came in freshman year before my mission, and was just like, what in the world have I gotten myself into? Pretty undersized, per se. BYU's got a pretty big roster. When I got back off my mission, it just was catching up. That's basically it. And started the season with the new coaching staff. I felt like I had an opportunity just to really push myself, and that was basically it.
What was that like coming home from your mission with a brand new staff? It's an adjustment in and of itself just to get yourself back in game form, but you have a new staff as well. So what was that like?
Different dynamic, different culture, different team. It felt entirely. I thought it was a good thing.
What would you say is the biggest difference between the two staffs?
I don't know. I feel like we're held accountable. We work hard, and I don't know. There's a lot of with Luka, Slave, and stuff. There's a lot of fire in practice. Sometimes it's good.
There's a lot of neon too, right? With
Neon?
Sean.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
a lot of colors.
Neon King.
I've been trying to tally up how many different pairs of shoes he has.
It's amazing.
I haven't been able to keep track. I think I've lost count a couple times. I've never seen a repeat, I don't think.
So there's you mentioned Sean, you mentioned Luka, and then Jalen Reyes, who was a libero the last 4 years, is now a coach. What's that like, having a former teammate now a coach? Does he really have the respect to wait, come on, I know you. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Jalen.
He's not in the room or anything right now.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's an amazing passer. He's helped out the liberos a ton. Me personally, on the sidelines during matches, he's helped me, what's working, what's not working as far as our tactics on offense. So he's great.
There's nothing more awkward than talking about someone to someone else in front of them.
Tread lightly, Leo.
Have you done that before? It's it's one of the most awkward things. You just had to do that. We set you up to do that. Yeah.
You may have noticed you have some high jumpers on your team between Ben Patch and Jake Langlois. Can you set the ball too high for those guys?
Well, yeah, it's possible, but
it's probably hard to do, right?
Hard to do. Yeah, I'd have to throw it into the stands. Yeah.
What was that like adjusting to that?
The start of the season in practices, I was getting a lot of higher, Leo. Set the ball higher. And then sometimes I'll still get that, but it's great. You just it's a different set completely. Some guys are a little more grounded, but those guys just elevate. So you just chuck the ball up there.
What's it been like from the beginning of the season? You're the #1 preseason team. You're the unanimous #1 team after the first weekend to stumbling at home against Stanford. You split with Long Beach. Kind of an adjustment in terms of, okay, it's a marathon, right? It's not a sprint.
Yeah, I mean, good expression I like is how to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. Those weekends were great opportunities for us to learn how to manage energy and just, have clear goals, and prepare ourselves the right way on game day and all that stuff.
Where do you feel like this team has grown the most between that first match and now here as you get ready to take on Santa Barbara?
I would say our serving. We had a lot of errors at the beginning, and this last weekend with UCI, I think on our Saturday night, we had 5 serving errors. So we've really taken ownership over our service game.
What have you guys done to try and adjust to maybe the elevation here? Because this is the first time in a couple weeks since those Stanford matches.
Just the week leading up, we've just been serve and pass practice. That's it. But it feels like it's coming home. So it's like riding a bike. You just get back in it.
It's an interesting dynamic because you would assume like, oh, we're comfortable with this. Yet you want to be aggressive, but not overly aggressive and miss. How do the guys manage that dynamic, especially the guys that jump serve?
Well, I don't know how to read minds. I'm not sure exactly what's going on.
Tell us what Ben Patch is thinking right now. Go.
No, Ben Patch, he just got to get. He's just focused on getting at that ball high.
Mm-hmm.
That's if he can get up on top of the ball, up 12 feet where he belongs, he's gonna be fine.
12 feet.
Sophomore setter Leo Durkin, or as Jerem has now dubbed him, LD4.
And it's approved.
And it has been approved by the man.
Not necessary, but nice.
He's with us here in Studio B on a game day for BYU, the 3rd-ranked Cougars, taking on 10th-ranked UC Santa Barbara tonight on BYUtv 9 Eastern. You can watch that game with Jerem Jordan, Steve Vale, and Lauren Frankham on the call. Who has the biggest personality of this team inside the locker room?
Inside the locker room, Ben Patch. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Even on and off the court, we always have a little fun with him. So he's a good guy.
What does he do that's fun?
Him and Evan, just on the team. Whenever we're like on trips or whatever, they're just always dancing, goofing off, So it's always just funny just watching them.
I always imagine what you guys are saying when you come in. There's so many points, right?
Yeah.
Like if you play a 5-set match, it's like 100+ little huddles, right? How much actual conversation can you have in there other than let's go, side out?
Sometimes you'll have a little direction, Sometimes we'll talk about blocking assignments, who's up front, stuff like that. It's good to be, proactive with those huddles, kind of get you focused for the next point.
Do you ever say anything like weird just to mix it up?
Yeah.
Like a movie quote or something like?
Oh, no. But something weird will happen, like someone will like dive and like do something goofy. And so then they'll bring it and be like, hey, this happened. Everyone will laugh and then we'll just go back. So.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Next point.
And then you break. Yeah. I love it.
Leo, great to have you in Studio B. Let's go ahead and distribute the karma to Leo as well.
Absolutely.
Jerem, you're the voice of BYU men's volleyball. Explain the dynamic of the karma.
You come on, you're a good player already, but you come on the show, you have a better match than you would have. There have been many instances of athletes coming in here, and then all of a sudden they do just awesome things. So now you have the karma for tonight.
I appreciate that.
It's going to be awesome. Tonight, 9 Eastern, BYU against Santa Barbara.